Have you ever felt like you were doing everything right, saying all the right things, showing her how much you care? And still she pulled away? It's frustrating, it's confusing, and it makes you question everything about yourself. But what if I told you that the key to making her chase you isn't about doing more, it's about doing less, and doing it differently? Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and hit the like button if you're ready to take control of your love life. And trust me, watch this video till the end, because what you'll learn today can change how women see you forever. Let me tell you a story. There was once a guy named Jordan. Average looks, decent job, a heart that wanted nothing more than to love someone deeply. He met Melissa through a mutual friend, and from day one he was all in. Texted her every morning, sent her goodnight messages with heart emojis, planned dates, surprised her with gifts, complimented her constantly. And for a while it worked. She smiled. She responded. She even said, "I've never met anyone like you." But then slowly something changed. The texts became one-word replies. The dates got postponed, and eventually she disappeared like a ghost into the night. Jordan was devastated. He didn't understand what went wrong. He gave his all, and yet it wasn't enough. But what he didn't realize was this. She wasn't waiting for his affection, she was waiting for his self-respect. And that's where everything shifts. Let me break down what Jordan and so many guys get wrong. If you want her to chase you, you need to flip the script. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through the 7 powerful mindset shifts and behaviors that make women instinctively want to pursue you. Number 1, the power of pulling back. Let's rewind to a time before Jordan met Melissa. He was confident, carefree, focused on his work and passions. He was the guy his friends called low-key magnetic. Not because he was trying to attract anyone, but because he simply lived with purpose. But something changed when he met her. The moment she showed interest, he flipped the switch. Suddenly, every text reply became a priority. He skipped workouts to make time for her late-night calls. He canceled plans with friends just to be available. At first, she was flattered. But over time, she started pulling away. Why? Because when you overextend, you unconsciously signal that your time isn't valuable. That she doesn't need to earn your energy, it's just handed to her. One evening, Jordan's best friend sat him down and asked, "Bro, what happened to you? You used to be on fire. Now you're just waiting around." That hit hard, so Jordan did something radical. He pulled back. No more 6 a.m. good morning texts, no more rearranging his schedule for someone who gave inconsistent energy. He started going back to the gym. He reconnected with his goals. He remembered who he was. At first, silence filled the void, but then Melissa noticed. She began texting first, asking why he was so quiet, wondering who had his attention. You see, when you pull back, you're not punishing her, you're restoring your balance. And paradoxically, that space you create is exactly what reignites her curiosity, because deep down, attraction isn't about convenience. It's about value. And value isn't loud, it's rare. Women chase what feels elusive, not what's on call. So if you're constantly available, always replying instantly, always saying yes, you become background noise. But when you create a little distance, not with anger, but with quiet confidence, she leans in. She wonders what you're up to. She starts to chase the validation she once took for granted. Pulling back doesn't mean disappearing. It means returning to your center. Reclaiming your focus. And letting her realize that your energy is a privilege, not a given. And that, my friend, is how the chase begins. Number 2, build a life she wants to be part of. Chris didn't have model looks or a luxury car. He worked an average job and lived in a 1-bedroom apartment. But there was something about him. People were drawn to his energy, especially women. One in particular, Amanda. Amanda was used to attention. Guys bent over backward to impress her, often dropping their own plans just for a chance to be near her. But Chris, he was different. He didn't chase. He invited. When they first started talking, he didn't flood her with texts or compliments. He didn't try to buy her affection. Instead, he lived his life with intensity, curiosity, and purpose. He'd casually mention, "This weekend I'm hitting the hiking trail I've been training for. I've got a book club on Sunday. You should come sometime if you're into that kind of thing." Notice the subtle shift? Chris never begged for time. He created a life filled with meaning, and he left the door open for her to walk into it. That confidence, grounded in purpose, was magnetic. Amanda started reaching out more, not because he was begging, but because she saw something rare, a man so rooted in his own mission that being with him felt like an upgrade, not a favor. Women don't chase emptiness. They chase value. And value doesn't come from being rich, flashy, or overly available. It comes from direction, from passion, from purpose. When you build a life that excites you, a vision you wake up for, people feel that energy. They want to be near it. They want to be part of it. Amanda once told Chris, "You have this fire. It's like you're going somewhere, and I don't want to miss the ride." And that's the key. Stop trying to win her over. Start building something so powerful, so fulfilling, that she wants to be part of your journey. If your world revolves around her, she'll get bored. But if your world is already spinning with momentum, and you simply invite her to join you, she'll feel lucky just to be considered. And that shift, that irresistible pull is what makes her chase you. Not because you asked her to, but because she wants to. Number 3, master emotional control, never overreact. There was a moment Marcus would never forget. He and Leah were at a rooftop bar. The view was stunning, the music low and intimate. But then a guy from Leah's past walked in, someone she used to date. She waved at him, smiled, and even gave him a quick hug. Marcus felt it, the heat in his chest. That punch of jealousy. The voice in his head screamed, "Why is she being so friendly? What does he have that I don't?" He wanted to confront her, to question everything. But something inside whispered, "Breathe." Instead of lashing out, Marcus nodded, took a sip of his drink, and casually asked, "Old friend?" Leah laughed. "Yeah, dated briefly years ago. Nothing serious." And just like that, the moment passed. No drama, no tension. Now here's the secret. Marcus's calm made her respect him more. Why? Because emotional control is power. Most guys crack under pressure. They blow up over a flirty text, a late reply, or a change in plans. And when they do, they reveal something critical, that they don't trust themselves. Think about your favorite movie. What makes you stay hooked? It's the slow reveal, the unanswered questions, the layers peeling back over time, not a full download in the first 5 minutes. Mystery doesn't mean being cold. It means being composed. You share stories selectively. You answer with confidence but not oversharing. You keep parts of yourself sacred not because you're hiding, but because you understand that value increases with scarcity. Ethan would tell just enough. I spent a few years living abroad. Wild chapter. And then he'd shift focus back to her. No endless detail. Just breadcrumbs. That breadcrumb trail made Julia chase him, not out of manipulation, but because curiosity is irresistible. She wanted to know what made him tick, what kept him so grounded, so self-assured. Mystery activates the mind. It keeps her coming back, wondering what new side of you she'll discover next. And here's the truth, when a woman feels like she hasn't figured you out completely, she becomes invested in the journey. She imagines the part she doesn't know, and those imagined pieces become part of the allure. So don't lay out your entire life like a resume. Be real but be layered. Let her earn each part of your story. Because when you become a mystery worth solving, she won't just want you. She'll chase the chance to uncover more. Number 5. Lead, don't follow, set the pace. When Ryan started dating Claire, he thought the best way to win her heart was to go with the flow. Always agree. Always be available. Always let her decide. At first, it seemed to work. She smiled more. They hung out often. But as weeks passed, Ryan noticed something strange. Claire was less responsive. She took longer to reply. She canceled plans. Eventually, she became distant. Ryan was confused. I did everything she wanted, he told his friend. Why is she pulling away? His friend said something that hit like a thunderbolt. That's exactly why. You followed. You didn't lead. You see, women are biologically wired to be drawn to leaders, not dictators, but men who know where they're going. Men who set the pace, who make decisions with clarity and purpose. Claire didn't lose interest because Ryan was nice. She lost interest because he gave her the wheel and sat in the passenger seat. Leadership in a relationship doesn't mean control. It means direction. Ryan changed things up. He started planning dates without asking, "What do you want to do?" He told her, "I found this great little jazz bar, pick you up at 8. He stopped waiting for her to initiate conversations and began, setting the emotional tone, confident, relaxed and forward-moving. Something shifted in Claire. She began leaning in. She smiled more again. She even told him, I love when you take charge, it's hot. Because here's the truth. When you lead, you give her the gift of certainty. And in a world full of indecisiveness and passivity, that's rare. Women chase the man who knows where he's going. If you wait for her to decide everything, you become forgettable. But when you set the rhythm with your words, your actions, your vision, she doesn't just follow. She feels inspired to keep up. This doesn't mean ignoring her input. It means being a man with direction who invites her along. So stop asking, "What do you want to do?" Instead say, "Here's what I've got in mind, come with me." When you lead with confidence, clarity, and warmth, you become the man she can't help but chase, not because she has to, but because she wants to. Number 6, show her you're okay without her. Devin was the kind of guy who used to lose himself in relationships. The moment he liked a girl, he poured everything into her, his time, energy, even his identity. When a woman pulled away, he panicked, flooded her with texts, and tried to win her back. That all changed after his breakup with Nina. Nina was beautiful, smart, and charming. But she also knew her worth. When she sensed that Devin was becoming too dependent, she started pulling away. Not because she didn't like him, but because he made her feel like he needed her just to function. And nothing is less attractive than emotional dependence. After the breakup, Devin did something different. He didn't beg. He didn't plead. He went silent, not out of bitterness, but because he knew he needed to rebuild the foundation within himself. He hit the gym. He traveled. He picked up his guitar again. He spent time with friends. He reconnected with his mission, his goals, his life. Weeks later, Nina texted him, "Hey stranger, you've been quiet." And just like that, the chase flipped. You see, when you show a woman that you're okay without her, that your world still turns, your fire still burns, and your purpose still pulls you forward, you become magnetic. Not because you're playing games, but because confidence in solitude is rare. Women want to feel chosen, not needed. They want to be wanted by a man who has options, direction, and inner strength, not a man who crumbles without their attention. Devin didn't ignore Nina to punish her. He simply stopped proving himself. He let go of the urge to convince. He became the prize, and she noticed. She started reaching out more, making plans, complimenting the new version of him. Why? Because he was no longer chasing. He was living. And that life, rich, full, independent, was exactly what made her want back in. So here's the truth. When you make peace with being alone, you become dangerously attractive. Because the man who doesn't need her is the man she'll do anything to have. Number 7, upgrade your life, become the man she can't ignore. Tyler never had a problem getting attention from women. But keeping their attention? That was a different story. They'd seem interested at first, text back, go on a couple of dates, but then it would fizzle out. He'd ask himself, what am I doing wrong? Then one night, his older brother dropped a truth bomb. Women don't just want a guy, they want a guy who's going somewhere. You're standing still, man. It stung, but Tyler knew it was true. At the time, he was in a dead-end job, sleeping in late, eating junk, and spending weekends scrolling social media. He wasn't unattractive, he was just forgettable. And forgettable doesn't get chased. So Tyler made a decision. Become the man he wanted to be, not for a woman, but for himself. He hit the gym, started waking up early, took online courses to level up his skills, got a side hustle going. He changed his wardrobe, sharpened his mind, and began surrounding himself with ambitious people. He didn't announce it to the world. He became it. Months later, women started noticing. They leaned in when he talked. They asked about his life. And most importantly, they stayed interested, because there's something powerful about a man who upgrades his life, not to impress, but because he knows he's meant for more. Women chase growth. They're drawn to momentum, passion, purpose. When a man walks with conviction, when he invests in himself, when he carries the energy of a life well lived, he becomes unforgettable. Tyler once said, "I stopped trying to be liked and started trying to be proud of the man in the mirror." Funny thing is, that's when everything changed. Here's the truth. Your lifestyle is your loudest message. You don't have to be rich, but you do need to be rich in direction. Whether it's your health, your habits, or your hustle, she notices when you're building. So upgrade your world. Read more, train harder, speak better, dream bigger. Because when your life becomes exciting, attractive women don't just observe, they pursue. Not because of what you say, but because of who you're becoming. Let me ask you something personal. Have you ever chased someone so hard you lost yourself? That gut-wrenching feeling of giving and getting nothing in return? It's time to stop that cycle. Because here's the truth. When you stop chasing, she starts noticing. When you respect your time, energy, and worth, she feels it. And when you become the man who doesn't need validation, who walks in his own power, she will chase you. Not because you manipulated her, but because she sees your value and wants to be part of it. So to recap, 1. Pull back to create space. 2. Stay mysterious, not a full open book. 3. Embrace distance without panic. 4. Prioritize purpose over pursuit. 5. Express your truth, not your approval. 6. Practice detachment from outcomes. 7. Walk away when you're not respected. Don't just watch this video, live it. Let this be the moment you stop chasing and start becoming, because when you do that, she will chase you. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.